it's only been demonstrated once. For those that are filming it, you're welcome to sell them the file. As long as I get a cut on it, no problem at all, alright?
Right.
Okay. No, I can't, to be honest, I can't keep going over, you know, we never get past week 1 if we keep doing that. So let's go to, let me see, let's start with the, we'll leave that over there, and push all that over there. Good. So we have our file here, and we're going to go into layout. And obviously, if we're going to print it, we're going to print it to 1 to 100 at A1. So we'll go File, Plot. This should not be foreign to you. Continue, and okay to that. Right, now we're going to go over here and go Drawing to PDF. We're going to change that to A1 full bleed. None of this, all of this, sorry, is was taught by Ingrid. I choose the 841-1594. You may decide to do the top one. You can do either or. I'll do that one. Now a quick look to make sure that these units are one, very important. Layout's fine. Ingrid made you do it monochrome, so we might as well keep with that theme. Apply to layout and cancel. Okay. Now, as a quick check, this is something I always do. I'm not sure why, but I do a line along the bottom, just from here to here. I click on it and I go list, and I just check that it's around 800. There we are, 798. If it's around that kind of 800 mark, then we've got an A1 sheet. If it's around 500 or 600, you've got the wrong sheet size. Okay, so we've got the right sheet size. Go inside the viewport and bring that to there, to the middle. Then I type the magical Z, enter, 1000/100, which is the scale, XP, and enter. And see how big that's become? Remember I said that we have to make our mind up where we're going to cut it off? Well, I'm actually going to get... Did Ingrid tell you the story of the hand of Maradona? I bet you she didn't. This is really, I emphasize it with my students because if you don't use it and you use the middle roller, you're going to get marks off very quickly for the wrong scale. If you use the hand of Maradona, no problem at all. And why do I call it the hand of Maradona? I'm not quite sure. I'm sure people from Argentina are going to get very upset because he's dead now, isn't he, I think? But to me, when I was growing up, he was the greatest soccer player in the world. And he scored a famous goal against England. In 1986, I was in a pretty dodgy bar in Bangkok, but we won't go into that, watching the game live. And he went up, do you remember what he said? The first goal was from the hand of Maradona, and the second goal was from the foot of God, something like that. Or was it from the hand of God and the foot of Maradona? He scored 2 really good goals, but the second one he didn't hit his head, he used his hand. And that promotes me to try and remind you to use your hand, not the hand of Maradona, the hand here, when you pan. And if you do, watch what happens. I maintain my scale, and I can move the drawing anywhere I want. Now the right hand side is going to be notes and stuff, so I'm going to pull it a bit more to the left, somewhere like that. Notice how big that north point is. Ugh. We'll have to pull that somewhere else. So I'm going to pull it over here, and I'm going to go escape and click outside, and I'm going to click on here and move this up a little bit, making room for the title block. I might just go inside again using the hand of Maradona and come up a bit more. Probably about where I want it to be. Escape, click outside. Now the title block itself, we go insert, and we go to the drawing. Insert drawing, insert blocks palette. Insert blocks palette, and we get the block palette coming out. Now this, I'm hoping the Unitech computers are up to this. Current drawing, right, I'm going to insert, where is it, current drawing. Somewhere here I'm going to find the block. Trying to remember how to do this again. I've got to bring the block into here. I think you just slide it in. Where's the library? Library's there. Open block library. Alright. So what I did was I went down to library, open block library, and I click on the title block. And what that's doing is putting the title block into my drawing. You see that? I went library, open block library, and found my title block where I've saved it. Then I simply grab it and put it on the drawing. Oh, that worked? I drag it onto the drawing and plant it there. I can get rid of that title block now. So you put a title block into your library, and then you drag it onto your drawing. So let's have a look at the title block. We double click on these things here, they come up, and we can alter it. So for example, I could alter that and say Roger is a great lecturer. And that'll come up on the title block itself. We're not going to put Roger's a great lecturer. What we will be doing is putting existing site plan, or assignment 1, existing site plan, and over here we'll be doing sheet 1 of 5. And go apply and OK. You might have to click on that and move it a little bit so it doesn't overlap. A warning for students with lots of long names. I know you're proud of your names, but it's not all going to fit on the title block sheet, and it does look really awful if it keeps on going for miles. How about just your initials? I mean, I'm lucky. Gib, right? Pretty simple. So, yeah, shorten your name up. ID's important. Double check that before you hand it in, because if I start giving the wrong mark to the wrong person, it'll be to do with the ID being wrong. I'll get to know you, of course, by your names, but over the first few weeks, you're just a number. I'll give you some examples of what to write in here. Of course, you're not going to write lowercase. We hate lowercase, so make sure it's all uppercase. Now there is a logo in here that was put into the title block. How companies work in the real world. In the real world, what you have is, with surveying, it's quite simple. If you're sending a drawing off with a title block on it, it'll have your company surveying logo on it, and that's it. With engineering, often in jobs, there are multi people working on the job, and they all deserve in their own way to have their logo on the drawing. And believe me, they fight tooth and nail for the real estate on that drawing, because every time a drawing's printed, you might get a job like a motorway job with 400 drawings and 4,000 drawings in a set, and they're going out to different contractors every day with your company logo on it. So it's huge marketing, right? Goes on the news. You'll see the drawings on the news of proposed this, proposed that, and it's always got Becca Carter or someone down the bottom. So what in the real world happens is all those logos go into a folder in your company, on your company network, and AutoCAD is automatically pathed to them. So when you pluck them in and put them in, every time you open up your drawing at work, it's automatically there, right? Same at home. If you put in the logo from your home computer, it should find that path as long as your drawing's in there. But when you hand it to me to mark, all I see is the outline, and all I see is the path. See there? I wasn't joking about the path of your home computer. I can see that. So I just wanted to show you how we put the logo in. So to do that, we have to think of Bob Marley. So we go insert raster image, and we find the logo. In this case, it's under documents. We go open, and we go OK, and we plonk it there, and we go enter. Now the outline is physically not shown. It doesn't matter, I can click on it and put it there. Not quite sure unless the title blocks. Let's click on it one more time and go Tools, Draw Order, Bring to the Front. That didn't do it. Okay, well in that case, I'm just going to put a rectangle around it, because that's what it should look like. Now, the next thing I'm very fussy about is docking this. So I'm going to click on that and dock it there, and I'm going to click on that one and dock it there. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, so there's our title block, 1 to 100. The next step is to copy that viewport. So I'll just type the word copy, but you can go to the copy icon if you want. I'm going to click that viewport, enter, from the end point there to the end point there. Escape. Now what I've done is I've put one title block on top of the other. Right? I can prove that by moving one, and you'll see it'll start going all blurry. But what we need to do now is we need to grab that and stretch it from that point, notice my O-snap's on, to that point. And I'm going to grab that title block, that viewport, and stretch it back to there. So now we have two viewports. There's one, there's the other. They're both at a scale of 1 to 100. I'm going in that one, and with the hand of Maradona, I'm going to pan along until I've got nothing on the screen, go escape, and while I'm inside there, I'm going to draw a rectangle. Now I'm going to start the rectangle down the bottom right, finish it up the top. Any idea why I've done that? Escape. Half a mark. Any idea why I've done that?
So you can see where it is in model space.
You just got yourself half a mark. Well done. That, you were close. You've gone nearly. You only allowed 1.5 mark, by the way. So when you two I'd like you both to answer most of my questions from now on. Yeah. So yeah, exactly what you said. Well done. At least somebody's awake, not including me. Look, we've got a model space. So what we do there, using the right size text, is we simply come down there and put our notes, our legend, our little locality plan, and of course a little table with the coordinates for the platform and everything. Those coordinates were on the PDF there, okay? And I'm going to show you a couple of examples to round things off. And under Moodle, I've got a couple of examples. Actually, there's 4. So I worked my way through them very quickly. So you can see this example here of a site. It's not the same site, but it's similar. They've got the right-hand side down here, but they've opened that viewport up a little bit, which I didn't like. But anyway, they've done that. It still looks good. And they've got the coordinate table at the top, the notes. I've deleted some of their notes, so I don't want you copying them. But you know, the legend and of course the site plan, but they haven't put. All they've done is they put a dot there, which was pretty bad. They should have gone on and labelled stuff, like I said before. They've done some really good symbols of the trees, and they've got the peak line there. The peak line is different to the dash line. This is correct too, 2 dashes and a centre line for the pipe. They've got a manhole there, and they've got an outlet over there. This was probably about a C to B student's work.
Sorry, can't see it.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, thanks for that. You want the half mark for that? Well, that sort of belittles the other ones because they had to answer the complicated question. Anyway, there's the native trees are a different symbol. That's a really good one to go by. It's got a good north point in the corner. It's got the path symbol. There's not too much wrong with that. There's 1 or 2 things. I'm not that happy with the what's it called, the wetlands. It wasn't particularly good, the symbols they used. It wasn't what I'd asked for. But yeah, not too bad. Next one. Number 2. This one, you see, they haven't done the box on the side. To me, that looks a bit messy and unprofessional. They also haven't got their viewports going. Okay, so this one is more of a C student. They have done notes. They've done a pretty good locality plan. Ain't no north point there. Yes, there is. What there isn't is a scale bar. Everything else is pretty good. When I get to the plan, they haven't used a pet line. They've used some other weird line type, like a centre line, for the survey. And some of the paired notes are miles away from the actual paired. I do like this, but it's the wrong text type. And the BBAA should be on the proposed plan, not the existing site plan. The trees are pretty cool. And most of the other things aren't too bad on that. They're definitely a pass, but not, you know, it's not up there with the previous one. Pretty good, this one. Lining up on the right hand side. The outlet structures are pretty bad. That's not what an outlet structure looks like. We'll cover that next week. An outlet structure is usually quite big and retains the ground behind the water. That's just like a token fitting on the end of the pipe. Also, I'm not sure about some of this textile. It looks bigger than. I don't like that arrow there, the big arrow. Ingrid would have kittens, and I don't like some of the textiles that's used. Very fancy North Point, a little bit too big. Nevertheless, not too bad. I like the way they've done their contours. They've adjusted the textile and brought the lines in to me. Good stuff. Lastly, number 4. Once again, they've not used the bar on the side, so it does look a bit scrappy. Not bad symbol there for the wetlands. Wrong symbol completely for the native bush. And they haven't brought the contours in to meet the new textile. So they changed the textiles, but they didn't change the contours to match. Alright, to give you an idea of